Finally, jeez. I bet you this is gonna be a fucking shit show. Anyway, guys, so YouTube took like 3 tries to get this thing going. Anywho's, I'm back. So I figured I did a whole bunch of printing. Now it's time to like do some shit. So this is what I got on the painting table, guys. Hold on a second. Let's. I got some naughty stuff on here, so I probably shouldn't show the naughty shit. Although I'm sure you guys are okay with it, but I don't want that one weirdo with sensitive sensibilities to get upset. So, anywho, okay, so that's what we got. So I got my I actually printed up 6 of these dust walkers. Okay, 2 of them are laser anti-tank laser ones, and these guys are anti-aircraft ones. These are like rocket launch ones. They have these like giant like Panzer Faust rockets. These is anti-tank. There's a heat round, and this is like a frag round. Because these are just kind of up versions. So there were plans to make a Panzer Faust 250, which is going to be like a reloadable, kind of like basically like an RPG. And they were going to have like this frag round, this kind of fragmentation round, as well as the heat round. So, one cool thing about Dust is, they used a lot of like, real world stuff and like real like, prototype stuff and drawing board stuff for their own stuff. So that's pretty cool. So you can basically just say they actually went through with it and did it. So there you go. There you go. So all this stuff here is, so I'm painting all this stuff up for the next Dust campaign that we play is going to be Operation CeeLo. And these are the units, the new wave units for that game that I need to do. So there's going to be like a Johnny One Eye, and then there's like this Totem Master. He's kind of like this undead kind of necromancer dude. And this is like a zombie with I don't know what the fuck, a giant chainsaw or chain or whatever, saw, just a saw. And there's a crazy gorilla dude. Oh, this is Marcus. He's like a character model. He's been like altered. Hey, Charles, what's up, dude? This is like an altered ape with like these big things here, like power fists. So like if you play 40K or whatever, these are like power fists or power gloves or whatever you want to call them. And he's like infused with some sort of like energy. And these are like zombies, like German zombies that have those power fists on them. So they're real tough. And then back here, these are like some American, like, they call them heavy rangers. They're basically like, power armor dudes. And they got like these flight packs, these like jump packs on here. So this is like a character model. And then there's some anti-tank ones. They got like some like some sort of bazooka type weapon here. And then some guys have like these like chain guns. So that's pretty cool. They're pretty much they're pretty much painted already. I mean they're just olive drab. What I'll do is I'll repaint them. I don't need these stickers or whatever the shit. They're decal, so I'll just paint over them. But yeah, and this is supposed to be a character. He's supposed to have one eye, but I'll stick a patch on this guy and just call him Johnny One Eye. Johnny One Eye is basically this model, but he has a different head, and the head has like has a barracks cap on. It has a like patch. So I'm like, that's easy. I can just stick a patch on him. So there you go. So cool. Here's some stuff. Oh, so the guys that I owe things to, my printer's down right now, guys. So I have to get a FIP cover. It's just like this little. It's really just this flat. It's just like this little piece of fucking plastic that fits on top of the scanner, right? screwed it up. I screwed the one eye up. I had. It's not a big deal, but it's just going to be a couple days until I get that back, so I can get my printer back up and going. And so, Shadow, this is out to you. Your model. It might take a couple more days than I thought, but I'll get that shit all out to you. Bo, I got your Hungar. I'll probably get that in the mail on Monday. It's been kind of a busy week. I meant to get that out like yesterday, but it's Thanksgiving and post Thanksgiving. I had two Thanksgivings. This year. We went over to Mel's family, had Thanksgiving, and then we had Thanksgiving with my family. So with the kiddos, and the ex and her husband, that was good. That was a fun time. And then we went over to Mel's folks and hung out with them. It was pretty cool. Freaking stuffed, man. Ate lots of food. Actually, I wasn't too bad this year. I was kind of good. So that's good, I guess. Less weight I have to shed during the year. But yeah. So tonight I decided to get some actually hobbying in, since all I've been doing this. Seriously, I think this whole month I've pretty much just been printing. Been trying to figure out all that printing stuff. There's a little learning curve there, guys. So, it's not quite plug and play yet. There is a little bit of learning curve. But again, like anything, you just kind of mess with it and you start to feel it out and hammer it out. Can you hear me, Charles, and everything? Let me know if you're still here. If you can hear me, let me know. I have a feeling that it's not going to be good tonight because for some reason it was a delay for it to go live. So I'm not sure what that means, if it's going to work or not. But if anybody out there can hear me, let me know in the comments that you guys can hear me okay. Woo, man. So what did we? So I watched a couple movies in the last couple days. Okay, good. Thanks, Charles. So me and Mel just finished watching a movie called Zombie Town. They had no idea what it was. So this is what we kind of luck out, guys. So we have a buddy who has a private server on Plex, and we have like everything you can imagine, everything fucking imagine, movies, TV, podcasts, everything. It's like we have access to everything. Anyway, there's thousands of movies like in each genre to watch that I have not seen, and we just pick one. We just kind of go. We watched something called Zombie Town, and I thought it was gonna be about zombies and shit, and it was about zombies, but I guess it was it's a kids movie. It's like the R.L. Stine guy. I remember my kid's really big into that. He's just a hack. He just like rewrote all these famous movies and famous books into a kind of a kids novel, and he made $1 bazillion off of it. So good for him. I mean, never got sued for it, so it's good, I guess. But I remember reading over the kids' books when they were young. I'm like, what? How does he get away with this shit? Probably got away with it because he was writing kids' books. But anyway. But I guess this was an adaptation of one of his books. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, even as like I would think even as like a 10-year-old or maybe a 12-year-old, maybe what they're shooting for. I mean, these are like the kids, and the main characters are like teenagers, like like in high school. And yeah, that demographic would hate this movie. But it was pretty, and yeah, that demographic would hate this movie. But it was pretty simple. I don't know. I like some horror, like some kid horror movies, but this was no bueno. No, not funny, not scary. Didn't really add anything, to anything. But anyway, whatever. I guess if your kids are a little bit more, scared of like that kind of stuff, this might be a movie for you guys. But yeah, it wasn't for in my opinion. I don't think it was even scary enough for the little ones, to be honest with you. But everybody's different. And then we watched a movie called Passengers, I guess Passengers was I didn't even heard of it before. I guess it has that Chris Pratt guy in it, the guy that plays Star-Lord from all the Marvel movies. And I guess he was in Parks and Rec back in the day. He's in it, and the girl from the Hunger Games, the main girl, and she is an awful actress. Ugh. Anywho's, she, I guess it's a movie where, like, it's funny because I don't know if you guys, there's a great sci-fi horror movie out there called Pandorum. Cannot rave enough about it. It is fantastic. Gamer, hey Ashley, what's up, girl? It's called Pandorum, and it's basically what happens. It's like there's this colony ship, flying out into space, and it's going to take hundreds of years to get wherever. And this guy wakes up, right? And he wakes up to this like nightmare. Like the ship is all jacked up and it's all messed up. And what he finds out is that the ship's, anyway, I won't ruin it, but it's crazy. But it had that Passengers had a similar feel where Chris Pratt's character wakes up early, right? He wakes up like 90 years early than when he was supposed to, and that's like no bueno, right? It's like, that's awful. And so like he has to, figure out what's going on and try to survive or whatever. And it's pretty good. It was actually pretty good. It's kind of a relationship movie. It's kind of a psychological. It's very bare minimum psychological. It's not too cerebral. So if that's not your thing, you'll be all right. But it's pretty good. It was a good flick. So it's called Passengers or The Pass. I think it's Passengers. It's pretty good sci-fi. Give it a once over, and not too shabby, not too shabby. But so what are you guys up to, Charles and Ashton? What are you guys up to? What you got going on tonight? It's a Saturday night here in Texas. It is raining and cold, so it's like I think it says 56 outside is what it says. And it's all cold. And I don't know, dude. I think one of my neighbors has some sort of plumbing issue because it smells like sewage outside. So bleh. That's never fun. Your neighborhood smell like shit. It only happens at night. I wonder why that is. Maybe that's when they're home. I don't know. There's also like must be a quinceañera or whatever party down the street because I hear nothing but like loud, like Latino, like kind of like what do they call it, not mariachi, but like like the organs and the music, kind of Hispanic music. They do love the party, man. That house does a lot of partying. That's better than a deep bass or something. That'd be a hell of a lot better. Greg is cooking. Oh, it's snowing. Oh, right on. Uh-oh, can't find your Reaper minis. That's not good. Like Reaper miniatures or Reaper, like they are Reapers, like the thing that you need to paint are Reapers. So I found an interesting little side note. So I was in Dallas last month or so. I went to go visit my daughter. She's living up there. She took me around, town. They used to be my stomping grounds back in the day, but I hadn't been there in fucking shit 10, 15 years. And lots changed. But anyway, I went to a couple game stores up there. There's pretty good game stores up there. But there was like, it was weird because like I didn't see any or just very few Reaper minis, right? Because I remember Reaper used to be like the mainstay of like mini lines at shops, right? Because I had a huge selection, tons of different kinds of minis. And they're priced pretty good. And I went up to the guy, one of the guys in the shops, and he's like, I'm like, what's up, dude? What's up with Reaper, man? Why don't you carry any Reaper? And he's like, I don't know. We fucking place orders, but they don't ship them to us or whatever. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like we can't. It's like we've tried to make orders with them, but Reaper isn't shipping out to them for whatever reason. And he was telling me that several of the shops in town, he's like, yeah, I'd love to carry it, but they just they don't send anything. So I'm like, all right, on orcs, the green horde. So yeah, so I'm like, well, that's weird, and I'm just like, now I know Reaper had they had a big shakeup early. No, I think it was last. It might have been earlier. No, when was it? Might have been last year. Yeah, last year. I think one of their co-founders died. One of their founders died. I can't remember his name. I've actually talked to the guy a few times. Reaper was looking into maybe doing a weird World War II game called Reich of the Dead, and I talked to the guy just a little bit about it, and but yeah, I guess he passed away, and I guess that's all I know about Reaper, like news wise. But I was kind of sad to hear that for whatever reason there's issues where the Reaper minis aren't getting to the shops. I'm like, because in my lifetime, Reaper's always been like kind of a mainstay at a shop. You'd always probably find a turn wheel or a peg wall full of a Reaper minis, but I guess not anymore for whatever reason. If anybody listening is a Reaper rep or Reaper, get your shit together. You guys are gonna miss out. Whatever shops are left, you gotta make good, because shit, there ain't gonna be many of these guys left much longer with what's happening in this crazy industry. I see a lot of like the the D&D, kind of like the really cheap D&D stuff, which is good. I mean, shit. I can't remember, like that's the only Wizard of the Coast. See, I guess there's a big kerfluffle going on here lately with Wizards of the Coast, and I guess they came out with some sort of like ban list of words that can no longer be used in their products, in their publications, or whatever the fuck. Just insanity. And so that's kind of been floating around in the game, in the hobby, I guess, is people saying like, can't say the word fat, can't say, I mean, I'm fat, and it's not offensive if someone refers to something as fat. I don't give a shit. It's not offending me. It's not. It's like, come on, guys. You got to say husky or there's supposedly a hard list of all that shit somewhere. I haven't seen it. So I'd love to find that ban list, and I just say every fucking word in it in my next video. just to support WWII. I'll say every banned word that they came up with just to give them some support. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, I mean, it is, seriously, guys, it is the nannying of our hobby. It's just so strange, just bizarre in our fantasy, in our make believe. It's just weird. But anyway, what do you do? There's a couple different camps on what to do about it. There's so some people want like that. They want to bring out awareness to it, and kind of do bans against them and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's completely fine. I got no problems with that either, if that's what you want to do. But me personally, I just don't give a shit. I don't play any of their product. I would say most of the people who play Wizards of the Coast like shit are fair weather players. They might play for 6 months and then they'll never play it again. But again, I mean, but they are the mainstay. They are the biggest thing on the block. They get the most publicity, and I get that. I get that. But I think when the dust settles, right? When all that like pomp and pageantry and all that shit is like just calm down, those people that were seeing this stuff, that were watching these interviews or watching these shows and shit, they're not gamers anymore. And I think the long-term gamers, the hardcore long-term gamers, they're not gonna give a shit what Watsy does. They don't give a fuck. I mean, if they don't like their stuff, they just won't buy it. They won't play it. There's tons of other stuff out there. I think I think hardcore gamers will realize that after playing something for a while, they'll say, this is kind of stupid. This is kind of simple. Let's try something different. And they'll walk away from the kind of vanilla gaming and find something that's more in tune to what they want to play. But, again, I guess there's always some sort of like, entry into the hobby. And some of the guys are talking about like the entry to the hobby should be something other than these big brands. And hey, I'm all for that. I'm talk to people about your system. Talk about the games that you like to people who haven't played. That's why I'm a big fan of like conventions and stuff. Right? I tell people to go to conventions, try a bunch of games you've never played before. Don't go to a convention and play a game you like. I don't know. I usually don't do that. I usually play games I've never played before, right? Because it gives me a chance to like, try new games. And if there's something cool that I like, then I might pick it up if it's a cool game. But I usually host the games that I like. My Weird War II stuff I host for myself, so people can experience what I like to play. And if they like it, I tell them the resources and the places to go to whatever to play the weird. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what was kind of in the mumblings in various channels and groups, and just kind of on the breath of some of the gamers in our community. Again, I don't know. I mean, it's funny because me being, and again, I'm sure you guys hate me saying this shit because I say it all the time. I'm 40 plus years into the hobby, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think it's a new generation that's coming into it, and this is what I kind of see. I think the new generation, they just think that's always been like this. Like, let's say 40K. The people who are new to the game coming into 40K, they just always assumed it's been this expensive, right? And restrictive. It's just how it's always been for them. It hasn't for me. I played 40K back in Rogue Trader and Second Edition, and it has not been this expensive. It has not been this restrictive. But again, it's old timers. Shit, I'm 50. I got buddies I play with that they're in their 70s, 80s, and it's like, shit, we're gonna be dying off here soon. And a lot of this, I guess, a lot of this knowledge or a lot of this experience that we had, when things weren't as corporate or as pricey or as like rulesy or edited or whatever the fuck it is, just won't matter because the next generation will have just always been like this. They always been hand fed what to see and what to think, and what's bad and what's good or whatever, and they'll just keep doing it. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all that shit? Ashley, what do you think? You got kids. I mean, are you scared that they're going to be like if they read the word fat or slave or whatever the fuck word it might be in a game book, it's gonna hurt them somehow. It's gonna, because I know you got younger. I think you got younger kids. I know you got some bringing kids. I mean, are you worried about any of that shit? I mean, I think most. Oh, I say most. I don't know, guys. I'm so isolated. I'm so fringe, guys. The shit that I play Weird World War II, and I play my own system. I mean, I play other Weird World War II systems, but most World War II systems are dead anyway. They're very low player base. So most of the shit I play, no one fucking plays or no one even knows about. That's why I started this channel, to try to give some love and some exposure to the weird. And but yeah, it's just like, I mean, when I read, the only problem I have with most rule books is they're oversimplified, and they don't the rule mechanics don't reflect real world like strategy. Okay, the rules become in-game strategy against the mechanics. It's not about like, suppressing fire and calling artillery and moving, whatever. It's not about real world military doctrine or tactics. It's about just tactics that are used in the mechanics of the system. So I don't fucking know. Bo, what's up, buddy? I agree. I mean, well, see, that's the thing, man. It's like, and I understand your argument, and it's just like, I think with what the technology that we have today, and like with YouTube and the internet and all that, I think really like a person who's really wanting to walk into gaming, I think they have access to shit that this whole world of stuff that a shop will never carry. And that's the thing. It's like, it's unfortunate, but the shops that do exist nowadays only carry the big companies, the big names. So you have your fair weather gamer walking into a shop, and all they see is GW, all they see is WWII, all they see is, I don't even know what else is there. But it's like a perfect example. Like, I heard that there's this, when I was in Dallas, that there's this great like toy soldier company, right? I went there. It had a big old back room. Probably had like a dozen like gaming tables, and cool. But then when I looked at what they were selling, it's the same shit. There was nothing different. There was nothing unique. It was GW, Warlord, D&D, 40, just same shit. So it's not really. Percy, what's up, buddy? I like Crunch too, man. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, the card stuff. In fact, our local area, not in my town per se, but the next town over, I've seen two new card shops, like Pokemon and Magic. Like, that's what they do. Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, that kind of shit. And I don't think any of them carry minis. And I think if they do, it's like, the little D&D shit where, your character can be a mini. What's a mini? Wow, that's so cool. But I don't fucking know, guys. It's crazy. I mean, the hobby has definitely changed. It really has. It's definitely changed. And then like I'm even, not immune to it, because like, like I role play with Bo every Friday night, and it's online. I would have like, I'm not lying, guys. 5 years ago, I was like, oh, I will never play online. That's ridiculous. Role-playing games are meant to be, in front of people. It's a social experiment. It's a social game. It's a social activity. And it is social. It's just not in person. But it is kind of in person, because, we're on like was it Discord, right? And it's like, I can see Bo and the rest of the players. I can hear them. They can hear me. And it is. I mean, it is a social thing, but it's just not the way it was for us, or for me at least. And although it's not the way I want to play it, I'm enjoying it. You know, it just seems like it's a way to play it. And I think maybe like let's see what goes. Oh yeah, Bo's a great GM, dude. DM, uh, whatever. I don't know what GURPS. We play GURPS. I'm not sure what GURPS calls their game master or whatever. But the thing is, Bo, is like there are tons of games that aren't D&D out there. It's just not in shops. But I mean, honestly, how many people shop at shops anymore? Seriously, I mean, I think these companies are hemorrhaging shit tons of money on packaging, on sticking their product into, you know, shelves. And I seriously think that's going to go away just out of practicality. And I don't want to play a fucking video game when I role play. You know what I mean? I've never liked role playing video games that are like, you know, the mechanics are basically a role playing game, but it's in a video game form. I'm never into that. But yeah, it's pretty pen and paper, which is great because it's a fantastic, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy our games. It's fun. I don't know, guys. It's like I think again, I think we need to like realize that the common way that we're used to like interacting with our products, our gaming products, that just doesn't exist anymore. Like going to the game shop, and being bombarded. Because I remember when I was a kid, I remember game shops. They had just tons of shit, tons, bunch of different companies, and you didn't even look at companies, guys. You looked at rule sets, or you looked at, oh, is this compatible with whatever? I mean, you had, man. I remember when I was my first job. Well, my first real job was at Lone Star Comics in Arlington, Texas. And it was massive, dude. It wasn't big in size, but it was tons of shit. It had just every fucking mongoose and Steve Jackson and TSR and Games Workshop, and it had the fucking all the BattleTech, all the Robotech, I mean, all the shit. It was just tons of stuff, and you had access to everything that was available, right? Because that's just what they did. They offered everything that they could get that the distributor had, right? But now the internet is the facilitator for that. So there's just no need. So what's important? This is what's important. What I think is most important about this whole thing. It's up to us, the people who love the games that we're playing, to get out there and to tell people about it. That's what's important. You're never gonna fight. You're never gonna win against WWII and all that dumb fucking PC corporate bullshit. You're never gonna defeat it. It's always gonna be there until it fails, and it will. WWII will fail. They'll get it. You can see it. They're getting money hungry. They got these grandiose ideas and plans to milk more money out of people and all this shit. And you know what people are gonna do? They're gonna buy a fucking video game. They're just not gonna fuck with them. Like the Magic cards, it's just they're screwing that up too. There's like the whole, like, I used to collect sports cards like way back in the day, and when it came out that they were like over printing shit and like flooding the market with like all this rookie shit, and it just like, and all these prices, these collector prices were completely fabricated. It just fell apart. The sports card collecting hobby just was destroyed. Same thing's going to happen here. It's just people are not going to fucking pay this money for this shit because it's just dumb. And other things will come. I don't know. I don't know. What? No whips? No nurses' uniforms? Are you mad? I appreciate it. There you go. Percy, go for it, man. Get the Privileged Tabletop Club. Hell yeah. I think so, and we've talked about this before, right, guys? Okay, let's hear what goes. So this is Bo's plans. And look, Bo, I am not mocking you. I'm not making fun. I fucking love you, dude. And I love I love the fucking passion, dude, because you're the same as me. We're passionate about what we love, and we love this thing called gaming. And you got the passion, man. Do it. So he says his goal for 2024, get our videos out of the echo chamber that we are in now, which is true, and reach out to new players. Baby, I've been trying to bust my weird war out to the planet. All you guys like Bo and Shadow and hell, Justin and the Maxes and the Bears and all you guys. You guys are not in my circle, but you know about me now. You know to keep it weird. See, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm trying to get that weird, and it's up to you guys to choose to play. And if you don't, it's not a big deal, but you guys know about me now. That's what's cool. Yes, like the alternate covers and all the foil bullshit. It's just you know what it is, guys? It's fucking classic line from Fight Club. They're polishing the brass on the Titanic. It's all fucking going down. It's all going down. It's this deathgasm to try to get more money before it all turns tits up. And it's just not going to work. It never has. It's never has done that. The collectors will always be there. The people who play GW and the new Marines come out, they'll buy them because they collect it. It's just what they do. They collect it. It's that this is their hobby. They just collect. Do they play? Probably not. If they do, it's very limited, but they just get the toys, they get the stuff because it's just what they collect. But the majority of people, the normies, just aren't going to pay it. They might buy one, and then those single sales, that is not going to sustain GW. That is not going to sustain Warlord. That is not going to sustain these companies, these single purchase, of their box sets or their starter sets. It's not going to sustain the practices that they do. It's just not gonna. I thoroughly believe it won't last. They cannot sustain this model of company on just single sale like starter kits and shit like that. It just can't happen. Orc's Head, what's up? I'm doing well. I don't know, dude. Yeah, because guys, I cannot vouch for YouTube. You can say whatever you want. I am not a prude. I am not upset about shit. If tell me what you want to say. But if it doesn't come on the comments, I have no control of that. I mean, this is prude tube. So, whatever. I'm not a fan of it. All my videos are on Rumble. Most of my videos are on BitChute. So if you guys ever want to go to a different place to watch my shit, go there. So found them stupid. We put the stupid. Oh, there you go. The stupid orcs putting the stupid shelves. That happens. I mean, listen, guys. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and all that shit, it has its place. It's because I remember. Let me tell you my Magic story. When I was in college, I had like a 2-hour gap between classes. And my options were to go to the student union building because I couldn't go home. I was too far away. It'd just be a pain in the ass. So I had to stay at the campus. So I could go to the student union and I could watch soaps with all the girls, which I did for a while. Okay, until I met a girl and I didn't want to watch them anymore. And then it was to play Magic with all the Magic guys. So I went and bought one. So I wanted to play Magic. and this is the first time it came out. I went out and bought a box, and I just used whatever cards are in the box, like in the big. I just bought a pack box, and I played that shit out for like I think I played it until the second thing fell, or the second edition or series or whatever the hell, and then I just gave all my shit away to the guy that I played with up there. That was my Magic thing, and I think these card games are like that. I think they're low entry costs to get into it, a lot lower than fucking GW or Warlord or any of that crap. You can buy a starter set, and your kids can play. You know, they play a little game, they have a lot of fun, and guess what? They're done with it. It's just like this. It's just like this. It's just like a toy they play with for a couple of years, and it's gone. And you know, you have that cycle of kids coming back into, and then you got like the people that are gamers that stay with it, and then they start to, you know, collect and build the shit, the competitive shit and all that crap. But I don't know. Oh yeah, dude. You're right. When 3D printers truly become plug and play, they will be destroyed. The and I hate saying this because, you know, I got sponsors that are mini sponsors. I love, and these sponsors aren't just sponsors. These are mini lines that I fucking like. You know, I don't get any money from these guys. I just get some free mini shit. That's it. And I plug them because I like their shit and I want to help. Like, you know, like you guys are saying, Bo, this echo chamber, we got to get out of it, right? So I'm plugging people that I normally, like a lot of people normally wouldn't fucking know about. So that's what I'm talking about. These little guys deserve, you know, just some attention, and we can help each other out. And we do here. Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, there will always be people that are willing to pay $100 for a fucking Land Raider, the new Land Raider that comes. Like these people who buy, like, and again, I'm not besmirching these people. When I say these people, I'm just saying the people who spend $2,000 for fucking Warhound Titan. There's a guy on YouTube who built like a Forge World like Titan, like a Reaver or whatever, big one or whatever. And it was like he traded it for something, so he didn't pay for it. But it's like almost a $2,000 model, right? And it is a piece of shit. It looks great, but the model is shit. It's like, it's just a nightmare. And the guy said he took him 52 hours. And this guy's like an engineer. He's like a fucking, you know, so he can, you know, he knows what to do, whatever. But if like a dumbass like me bought a fucking Titan, I mean, I'm a modeler, so I could probably do it. But anyway, just a normal Joe collector, he probably couldn't get it to work, right? Couldn't fit it together. Probably give up on it and sell it or some shit. But I mean, but that's the thing. It's okay. Armor or Forge Work can sell you shit because the people buying that shit at that price are going to buy it anyway. So who gives a fuck? So that's on the fucking company for selling shit product for people who are like, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't fucking get it. I don't get how all you GW players fucking pay those prices. I don't understand it. It's nuts. Oh, right on, Percy. Thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out with me on Rumble. Yeah, standards. You don't get that at Weird War. They just, if I get knocked off, that's the standards kicking in. I'll have to check out Orcs. So everybody swing over to Orcs Head Magic. I don't know how to put fucking, I tried to put it to where people could put links in here, but I don't know how to do it because I don't care. You guys can plug your stuff. It's no big deal. Just make sure it's gaming. I mean, don't plug, you know, you work for a chroming company that chrome your whatever, unless you chrome your minis. That's kind of cool. Metal will never die. I don't know, Percy. I mean, even I'm trying to think. The small companies are still doing metal, some of them, but even now with 3D printing and all the different resins out now, and dude, it is going away. It is going away. I love metal too. Metal. I mean, Look, mark my words, there is going to be a point when GW license out their shit for STLs. They're going to have to. There's no way around it. They're going to have to. They can fight, people. Dude, I was on Colts today, and for you, Bo, I found some more sister shit for free. Looks exactly like Sister of Battle stuff. Exactly. Rhino, exactly. All tweaked out with cool ass imagery and sexy nuns with guns, whatever. Free. All of it free. So if I wanted to write this second, well, my computer, my printer's down right this second, but I could, in theory, I could print an entire Sisters of Battle army, whatever size I wanted. If I wanted 1,000 or a fucking 10,000 points, whatever edition that they're playing, I could do it. $30 a bottle of $30 for 2-liter bottle of resin. I could probably do that. I could probably print a 10,000 point army for $30. That's it. It's just, and time, just painting it all up. That's it. Or if I wanted, I found another fantastic. Some guy did he called them resilient space knights or something like that, and they're Nurgle. They're Nurgle chaos, whatever. They're phenomenal. Free, all free. All the rhinos, the land raiders, and their weird poxwalkers, and their weird demons, and their flyers. Free, all fucking free. So it's and so it's going to get to the point where everybody, GW is a toy maker. They're not a rules designer. Their rules suck. There's problems. They don't play test like they say they do. I know it. I don't even play it, and all I hear is people bitching and moaning. They don't play to the lore. So you got people that maybe read the books that want to play the game, and then they're all of a sudden, these Marines suck. They're supposed to be like gods. Why are they shitty? Why am I playing this stupid thing? Because that's not what the Marine is, or whatever. I'm telling you. And it's not like they're going to be known for making great rule systems. They're only known for making nice models. And I'm going to be honest with you, the designs of a lot of their stuff is fucking stupid. Especially, I was a big Marine player, right? And they have a Marine 4-wheel ATV. It's just, oh my God. And I saw some Marines with these backpacks with missiles. And I don't know. It just looked like ass. I'm just I wouldn't buy that. Would not buy that. Yeah, cards are fun, dude. Yeah, Noble Knight. I just bought some stuff from them. I bought a couple old dust kits. I found a lot of dust stuff online for STLs for 3D printing, but I couldn't find these specific units. But I bought these for I can't remember how much I got, but they weren't bad. I got this heavy was it Heavy Ranger tank, whatever. Heavy Ranger Tank Hunter Squad. It's pretty cool. And then the Heavy Ranger Attack Squad. So I got those from them, which is cool. So it's pretty cool. What's that? Stupid cat. I was hoping we'd play last night, Bo, if you're still around. I was kind of, yeah, me and a nerd might try to hook up and play some Dust RPG, so that might be fun. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. Should be cute. Get some weird. I'm not a big fan of modern role playing, but it's weird World War II, so shit, I can let that pass. It's funny because weird World War II or just modern role playing. I play a sci-fi game, which sci-fi is a little fantastical or whatever. I can get past that, but if we're playing realistic mechanic, I don't know, guns just don't work well in a role play. I don't know, guns just don't work well in a role playing universe. like mechanics. They're just guns are too powerful. We've talked about this before, but guns are too powerful. They're never represented right on the tabletop in a role-playing fashion unless you have like force fields and magical shit or plate armor or some shit. But like if you're playing like soldiers, just you're a cop and you're on the beat, shit, dude. 45 to the head's gonna kill you auto. It's just gonna happen. And it's just if it doesn't, you only take 15 points of damage or whatever from a 44 hollow point to the skull. Those mechanics are stupid. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I need to get some painting done here. Oh my god. So Mel bought a bunch of craft paint because she wanted to paint, right? Paint pictures and shit. So what did she do? She got sick of that shit, of course. And she threw all of her craft paint into my paint tray, my painting drawer. Now I can't even see my paints. It's just 2 layers of craft paint on top of everything. Right, baby? Right, sweetheart.
Why you gotta talk about me?
I'm telling them with love how you dumped all your craft paint right in my shit.
Guys.
It's true.
That is a lot.
I love this one. I married her, but
a lot of craft paint.
That's a lot of fucking craft paint.
It is.
That's a lot of
it was a
craft paint.
36 pack.
Was it 30? It looks more than 30.
48.
I was about to say, there's more than 36 freaking craft paints in there. I can't even see my paints. They're just covered. We gotta build a mountain of her paints to get to my paints.
Okay, it's okay.
It's all right. I forgive you.
Well, one day when you need what is this color? Mauve pale.
That's true. If I need mauve pale, I got a big ass
thing of it.
I got a bunch of different purple, blues, French ultramarine. Uh-oh, here you go. Ultramarines, French ultramarines. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's Bo. Say hi to Bo.
Hey, guys. Yeah.
Craft paint. Yeah, I call it craft paint. This is craft paint. This is paint that, terrain. I guess you can call it terrain paint. I don't know. I use this stuff on my minis. It's just, I'm not snobbying to where I wouldn't use craft paint for my minis.
That stuff isn't as good for your minis, though. It has very low coverage. You have to put a few.
Yeah, that sucks. If that sucks.
Because
Thanks for. Why don't you just throw them away, man? They ain't worth this shit.
They're good. They're just you have to prime your. Yeah.
Don't even smell good, guy. Out of here.
Never.
Yeah. What did you get? What are these? This brand is called Draw Dart. Never heard of that shit.
I got it on Amazon.
Which is good. Shit. It's good Amazon used to have some good shit. Now all their stuff is just shit.
No. It's good for
I get this
painting.
Anita. I love this shit. I've been using this stuff forever.
Yeah.
Anita's, and then there's like the apple something.
Oh, the apple paint.
Apple paint.
That's been around since the 80s.
Yeah, so is that Anita's. So these are the 2 craft paints that I'm used to. Apple Barrel, yeah. Those are the 2 craft paint companies that I'm used to. It's like reverse.
Yeah.
Anita's and Apple Barrel. Those are the kind of the
crap. He thought he was saying
What's up?
Max said he thought you were saying crap.
Well,
paint.
You could, I mean, it ain't great paint, but like you said, someone was saying craft, like or terrain, like Bo was saying, it's great for terrain.
Why are you not focused?
You're the picture. Your beauty is irradiating such
nice try,
beauty
buddy.
that it's shimmering the camera. Camera can't focus on such. Man, I see that shit. That was a save right there. But yeah, but Bo, I got your like I said, this week was crazy, but I got your Hungar. I'll get that out probably Monday. I got if you need anything else, did you want me to? My printer's down right now. Guys, I basically need to get it's just a piece of plastic. It's like a see-through piece of plastic. That's it. I bet you I could just get a piece of sheet of plastic and cut it out, but I'm gonna get it exactly what I need because I'm still Still fucking new to this printing shit. So I do get the stuff that's supposed to be. So whatever. But yeah. But I'll get if you want me to print if you want me to print up anything, you just let me know, dude. And if I like just all you guys, if I like repeat myself and like ask you the same question over and over, it's not because I'm just fucking old, dude. My brain don't work as well as it used to. So I might have forgotten that I asked you the same question before. So right now I'm looking for so this is my book of paint, like swatches and shit. There's like Japanese vehicles and Japanese uniforms, Americans. There we go. It's Germans. I mostly use Vallejo. I really like Vallejo. I think it has a really good cover. It lays down really good. And I like the bottles. You know, they're good bottles in little dopper bottles. So you're not wasting fucking painting drying. I need to do a wet palette. I never have though. I'm kind of stuck in my ways. It's crazy. You guys find yourself stuck in your ways. All you guys are using that speed paint shit. And I don't know, man. Seems like a crutch. I mean, it's like one paint. You just kind of paint everything with one go, which I guess is good, right? I mean, I guess it's fast and easy. But I don't know. Is that how us gamers and modelers would do it? What is my plans for 24? Well, the summer I had lost 50 pounds. I think I've gained a little bit of that back. But my plan, me and Mel, we're going to get on a health thing. Because, man, when I went to the hospital for rhabdo, that scared the fuck out of me. I'm not diabetic. I'm not, I don't have any of that shit. But I'm big. I'm a big guy. I've been a big guy. I've been big and I've had weight issues my whole life. But I'm 50. It's time to get a hold of that and get it, in control before it starts causing real problems. So me and Mel, we're going to get on. Health is going to be our big thing for 24. So I'm going to do that. And other than that, I'd like to make some more content. I'd like to I want to get a new camera, to be honest, a camera where I can isn't tethered to anything, to where I don't know how. I'm not a big tech guy, but I like to get a camera that I can move around and still be live and remote or something like that. That's what I want to do, channel wise, and then play more, hopefully we'll get hopefully I'll finish we'll play out all of the dust tactics operation CeeLo. And a lot of you guys out there appreciatively have been asking for my rule system. And I think I'm going to try to finish printing all that shit up, typing it up and getting it to where you guys can check it out and, see what you think. Guys, there's no reason other than I just haven't done it yet. I mean, I gotta finish typing up my vehicle rules, and then some of I've done the artillery, but what's cool about my rules, guys, is when new things come around or new ideas or whatever, I can introduce them into my system. So, because it's great. And I suggest anybody who plays miniature war games or any kind of games, play it how you want to play it. It's your game. Like Bo says, it's your game. Play it how you want to play it. And, I think I want everybody to design their own game. I mean, you don't have to design it off just from the bottom up. If there's a game that you resonate with, that you really like, let's say you're a fan of, Warlord, like Bolt Action. You're a fan of Bolt Action. Or whatever. It doesn't have to be World War II. I'm just talking World War II because that's my thing. That's what you're into. Just modify it to how you want to play. If you want to enter, if you want to, if you like the mechanics, but you want a little bit something or other, just modify it. It's my experience that you rarely play tournaments You know, even if you are a tournament player, I mean, how many tournaments are you gonna play a year? Like 2, 3 at the most? Is that 3 games a year? No, man. So the people that you play with are the people that you play with. So, you know, if you guys want something different, you know, design it the way you want it. You know, play it the way you want it. Convert it, because I know all you guys convert your shit, and that's great, and that's how it should be. And like, you know, come up with your own stuff. You know, and if you you know, if you think that your rule modifications are cool enough for you know other people to play, get them out to us. You know, if you want, I mean, if you have to sell it, that's one thing. I'm probably not going to sell mine. I mean, if you guys want to, you know, donate something for them, that's fine. But you know, I'm a fan of the hobby. I'm a fan of the genre, and my system is a mod from another game system from long time ago. It's heavily modified, so I'm not going to sell like for money. But if you know come up with something, just you know let people know about. You know, like Bo was talking about. You know, a lot of us are in these echo chambers, and it's great. It's fantastic. It is because it. But you know, we want more people to experience the things that we love. So you know, let's not be afraid to step outside to these groups and these people and these you know tell them how you play and you know show them how you play. That's cool. I don't know. The Zit Owl Pro. I can't even say that. The Zit Owl Project. Wet pallets are prone to going moldy after a few weeks. Yeah, I mean, you know, I just first of all, I need to get some water because I can't really paint without any fucking water. I need to go do that real quick. I know, Charles. I hear you, man. 69, stuck in your ways. I hear you, man. But you know, I don't want to be sick. You know, I want to be healthier. I mean, I don't feel bad. I mean, I get out and I move around. I'm pretty spry for a big guy, right, baby?
Sure. Do you have any eyeglass? The little screwdriver.
Don't. I might. I thought you had a set, like the little.
I don't. The jewelers.
I have a little. Like, is that small enough?
No, it needs to be a Phillips.
That's a Phillips.
It needs a flatten head. Excuse me. Sorry, wrong too.
She's a mechanic too, guys. That's
My
crazy.
bad.
Nuh-uh, baby. I don't.
You don't.
We have a black. I don't think.
I don't have any.
Check in my toolbox. I think there's a black case that has like jeweler stuff in it.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. But no, I hear you, man. But you know, I feel good. You know, I walk around and run around, you know, all that shit. But you know, I have bad knees. I have arthritic knees just from the weight and you know, sports and the past and just my lifestyle. Ripped the hell out of my knees, and yeah, they get sore after a while. So you know, I don't know. But you know, I got 50. I'm 50. I got kids. I want to you know at least see my grandkids. Hopefully. Not too soon, though. I don't want to see grandkids too soon. That's no bueno. Dragon Rampant. That's cool. I don't think I've ever played Dragon Rampant. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. They like it. Oh, GHQ Micro Armor. Wow. I used to play that way back in the day, like in the 80s, early 80s. Remember the little booklet rule books, like just black and white, like Xerox copy shit. See, I mean, that is a testament of like a good. And I like the Micro Armor. I thought they did pretty well. You know, the mechanics worked pretty well. I mean, it was you know a generalization for you know I like man to man, like you know you get all the cool shit happening, you know, one-on-one kind of fighting. But the Micro Armor stuff was a lot of fun, and it was. But I remember the rule books were kind of pricey though back in the day. Were they like $20, like $25 a book? But I mean, early 80s for something like that, that was a lot. But they were good. They worked really well. British Phillips. Yeah, I mean, all I can say. Refuse to break out the knee pads. Oh shit, dude, I hear that, dude. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty battered. I got moderate arthritis in both my knees. And the doctor's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, doc, my knees. I like, this was a while back when I was hurting real bad. I was heavier back then. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, my knees hurt. He's like, yeah, arthritic knees, dude. And he's like, I'm like, well, do we need surgery? Like, yeah, we can do surgery, but you gotta lose like 150 pounds, dude. Or something like that. I'm like, all right, I'll just do that then. I mean, shit, if I could have done that, I wouldn't have come to the fucking doctor. But anyway, but I've lost a lot of weight since then. So, but yeah, so what do you do? Yes, the orcs do like to get close and personal. Okay, guys, I'm going to go run and grab some water real quick. I'll be right back, okay? My knees. Come in and say bye before you leave. Are you leaving?
Pretty soon. I'll say bye.
I'm going to try to get some... Oh, man. These giants. So Mel being, not wanting to paint anymore. This is my paintbrushes, right?
I paint. It's just I didn't want it mixed in.
She didn't want it in her. Yeah,
stuff.
she didn't want it in her shit. So what did Mel do? She put all of her paintbrushes in my paintbrush.
Bonus, huh, guys? You got free bonus.
So yeah, bonus. So I gotta But no, I love it. Thank you, baby.
Mm-hmm. Appreciation around here is not.
Whatever. Jeez, you are a princess in this house.
We're doing pretty good, Mac. We're doing pretty good.
So what? So here's the story about. So I'm sitting on the couch, got no pants on.
Of course.
Just chilling. Well, I'm wearing pants because people are here.
Yeah.
And Mel's like, "Oh my God, Brian!" I'm like, "What? I have to have some nail polish. I have to go to the store. Go to the store." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I just jump up and put some pants on and.
He did.
Because I love her. So she's a fucking princess here. So
I love it.
Yeah. And what does she do to me? I'm talking like I'm saying, "Hey, that's that guy who played in this." She's like, "Shut up! I'm trying to watch the movie." My eyes rain.
No, y'all. Have y'all ever tried to watch a movie with somebody who every character in the movie, he has to name what movie they've been in, what characters they played, when they started acting, where they got their start? That's him.
I'm just trying
to. That guy. That.
I'm just trying to give you some, history on it.
And paint her nails for her. Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
No way. I would never get him to.
So Mel has found. So Mel has recently gotten into the art of sculpted nails. Yeah. So she's got like 3D printed nails and she uses UV lights to cure. I mean, she's like hardcore, guys. She's really good at them. Show them your nails, babe.
Oh, okay. Which one are we on? It's just nice little red nail.
Just a simple one. Yeah. She put like diamonds and she bedazzles. She bedazzles.
Yeah, bedazzle everything. I'd bedazzle my shirt if I could.
And then she's like, she got to keep me around because she's like, "Brian, I'm going to become a nail." I'm like, "No, you're going to keep your fucking job. You're not quitting your job to become a nail person."
No, I'm going to do that in my retirement.
She can do that. Yes.
Low-cost nails for needy families.
There you go. That's perfectly fine. But you're not quitting your job to become a nail artist. Ugh. Yeah. There's got to be one rational person in the relationship, and this coming from a guy I'm painting little fucking toy soldiers. So. There you go. We're in trouble over here, guys. That's it. Annan, what's up? But yeah, so we're me and Mel just recently got hitched. You guys can check out the video on our channel. We had some friends film it, but they weren't all that great, the filming of it.
I loved it.
Oh, I had a blast.
If you want to check it out, like the funny bits is on your post. Yeah, your post. Or
the very end.
The weird wedding. It's like 20 seconds long.
Yeah, it's not too long.
No.
Let's check it out. I tell you guys, what you see is what you get, man. We're not polished here.
Mhm.
We're not edited. We are what you see.
Hey, Shadow.
Shadow, what's up, dude? Yeah, so for most of you guys I see from around, but if you guys do not know Shadow and Son, Shadow is a badass. He's an old school gamer who loves old school shit. He's a miniature collector and a role player, all sorts of shit.
Yep.
He has a great channel. Him and his son like to reminisce. Great characters. Fantastic family, man. They're fantastic guys. In fact, I think he's having a show. He's having a show here a little bit later tonight.
Yep.
If you guys are interested, I think 9 o'clock. What do you call it? 9 o'clock. What do you call it? What's the jalapeno? Not jalapeno. What's the green fruit that Mexicans eat all the time? I can't remember.
Insert name here said, did you tell her that
Avocado time. That's the damn word. Avocado.
Recently converted to Mormonism, which means you get
Oh.
to have an option of multiple wives in the future.
Hell, Jews.
Only if I can have multiple husbands.
I don't care. As long as I have multiple wives. It's all good. I can share.
All right, guys. I'm fixing to head to work. Bye.
Mwah. I love you. Be careful.
Mwah. All right.
All right, baby. Be careful.
Bye.
We'll see you later. But yeah, we were talking about stepping out of our echo chambers. Like, Anna, you might not know Shadow and insert name. You guys check it out. Well, you have fun, Mac. Thanks for swinging by, brother. You're always welcome. I'm keeping it weird over here. We'll definitely keep the light on for you. But yeah, but it's funny. So let me give you guys an example of Shadow's character here, guys. So one Saturday night, I was just on the web, right? Just messing around on the Facebook. I wasn't gonna say on the web jerking around because and I found this live chat, Shadow and Son, a bunch of guys talking about whatever, and they started talking about like Twilight 2000 or some shit. I'm like, dude, I used to play that religiously. And he said, if you want to come and join the conversation, come on by. So like me being the guy I am, I have no filter, and like thinking that everybody loves me, even the people that don't know me. So I went to his channel and I got live, and he took the chance to let some guy called Weird World War II come on board, and dude, we've been best friends since, man. Shit like that, guys. That's this community. You know what I mean? Don't be an ass clown. If you're not an ass clown, you're not an asshole. You can form relationships with fellow gamers that you'll have for the rest of your life, man. And that's like me and Shadow, me and Bo. No, most of you guys, shit. I hope one day that we all run into each other and, throw some dice, drink some beers. Good stuff. And then he interviewed me, which is crazy. Crazy man. So that was fun. I am what I am. Man, there's not a lot of filter here. I'm all what you see is what you get. Can't miss me. But yeah, it's fun, man. That's what's great about these communities, guys. There's some people out there that want to stroke the flames of bullshit and division and saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you're right, you're wrong, whatever. Oh, fuck it. I don't have time for that shit. Let's just be gamers. Roll some dice. There's always going to be a difference in how we do things, but don't give those people that you disagree with or give you shit any energy. Just fucking screw them. It's easier said than done. Sometimes our passions take over, and we put a lot of time and effort and money in these hobbies that we love so much, and when someone says something, against them, it's personal. I can understand that. I can really understand that. But again, ultimately, we're playing with little toy soldiers. We're telling stories of the mind. Let's just have some fun and keep it weird for sure. Got to keep it weird. That's it. I don't know, man. I haven't gone blind yet. I am wearing glasses though, so I guess there is some there's some there's something to that. First edition rules, huh? Oh yeah, Hungar, man. Hungar's a great guy. Hungar's a character, man.
Hey, babe, I'm locking the doorknob, but can you lock?
Yeah, I'll do the bolt, babe. Love ya. Yeah, Hungar's a great guy. Hungar needs to come. I don't know if Hungar's even subscribed to my channel. So, guys, on my channel, I have like 491 people. So let's get. I've got a month and some change to get up to 500. That'd be sweet. There's 500 Weird War weirdos out there. That's fantastic. I thought I was alone for the longest time, man. Seriously, I thought I was alone. And I started this channel. I'm like, yeah, look at all you weirdos. I love it. That's what the cool thing about this technology we have today, guys, is, man, I want to say we're closer than we ever were. I'd like to say that's the truth. I don't think that's the truth, but but we could be. The communication between us is so readily available and accessible that we should be. We should all be brothers. Shall we gaming pals? But yeah. All right, man. Shadow, I'll see you during I think at 9:00 for me. So I'll be there at 9, dude. Hunger is only 50. Can you believe that shit? I know. I found that out too. I mean, I've known that, but Hunger looks okay. Look, guys, let me tell you the real truth. I know the real Hungar. Hungar is timeless. He's immortal. Okay, we just think he's 50, but he's not. He is immortal and forever. So you just remember that when you see Hungar, just this man has seen many and all, because he's forever. Hungar's great. He's a great guy. Great guy. I know, Bo. Congrats, dude. Bo from Bo Paints, our pal. He broke 100 members. I knew you would, brother. Shit. Someone like you're gonna surpass me and Shadow here someday. Trust me. You'll surpass me next year, I think. And Nerd's Nerd, that's my girl. She's awesome. You guys go check out Nerd's Nerd. She's fantastic. She's a big weird. She's like one of the biggest Weird War weirdos out there. She's fantastic. She loves the dust. I'm painting dust stuff right now. Yeah, she's go if you guys are 3D printers, go swing over to Colts and check out a Nerds account. She's got, man, if you're a World War II gamer, swing over there. She's got all sorts of shit for download on the free. She's one of those guys. She is a lover of the hobby, a lover of the game, and a lover of the community. And all of her hard work and her endeavor, she gives up for free. Thank you, girl. I appreciate it. I can get behind folks like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't, if you're into the hobby, if you're into the gaming to make money, I understand it. I get it. But man, I really appreciate those who put in the hard work just for fun, just to help us out. That's great. I'll have to swing by here. I'll go get on yours, Mac. In dog year. That's the truth. That's true. Hunger was 50 when he actually became immortal. That's right. Oh, congrats, dude. Happy birthday, Mac. 55. Oh, shoot. Carded by the kids at the bar sometime. I think they're just doing that just to fuck with you. That's it. He'll be 51, yeah, in the Jupiterian invasion of 4023. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, dude. I mean, put I don't know if the links will be in the comment. I don't know how to set that. Oh hell. It's all good, girl. You get the credit that credit is due. You're due that credit, so just admire it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you have a Saturn? That's cool. I have a is I guess it makes sense. It's like I guess a Lego goes by the planets. So like Mars is smaller than the Saturn because Saturn is bigger. Maybe the planet sizes comparable to each other is the size of the models. Maybe that's how it goes. Troll is cool. If you're cool, we got some beloved trolls in our midst. I have to say one of my favorite is Justin. He is a fucking character. That man, a friend from Canada. He does know how to stir the shit. I think that's a Canadian thing, and I think that's like a is that like a national trait? Stirring the shit. Now, I love our northern brothers and sisters, and everybody in between. I'm trying to think is there any big game companies out of Canada? I'm trying to think. I was thinking the other day, like I came across an old like ad from like a GW magazine, and they had like all these GW stores like all over America and Canada and Europe and all that shit. But I'm like, there wasn't one in Mexico or South America. There wasn't one I saw in Asia. Now I know, one of the games that I follow a lot, Dust. Dust was huge in Asia, but Dust was out of Asia too. I think Paulo he lives in China. I think in Hong Kong. I think. Don't quote me on that. But so it was cool because there was like I saw some YouTube, well not YouTube, but Facebook groups like out of Singapore and out of Hong Kong for Dust or something. I'm like, that's awesome. I just I'm just thinking about like this hobby. Is this more of a Western hobby? I mean, I know like Africa. Are there any Africa like Africans playing this crazy shit? I know this I know this hobby is kind of it can be pricey, but hell, now with like 3D printers and stuff, I mean, I would think people who wouldn't like our friends from Australia, getting a lot of this game stuff is like insanely expensive, right? But shit, now those guys can go crazy with 3D printers and just play whatever they fucking want without having to, go broke trying to get into it. So but Australia's got some fantastic game companies. They got with Battlefront, they're down there, and then like I love Eureka Miniatures. They're fantastic. Hell, don't be afraid to buy from them up here up in the States, guys. Their prices are reasonable and their shipping is reasonable too. And it's fast. I mean, I got my shit in a week. Like the stuff I order is fantastic. And it's great products, man. Eureka Miniatures. They got a great line. Tons of different shit. Tons and tons of different shit. Yeah, insert. Yeah, that's all cool, dude. I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure how old you are, but you know, again, I've been doing this since I started playing when I was like 10. And my brothers they were into a lot into the Avalon Hill stuff, like the bookshelf game stuff, the chit and counter stuff. And I played a lot of that, and they were into D&D, the original D&D. I didn't really play D&D until advanced D&D. And then dude, Twilight 2000 was my jam. I fucking love that shit. It's so funny because it's like now I don't like modern role playing, but man, back then, man, 20,000 was just fantastic. Oh, so Annan, you're from Canada? Right on. Naturally passive aggressive. Yeah, you are. You guys masters of the comeback. That's Americans like, huh? Did he just insult us? I don't know. Let's kick his ass. That's what America would say. Let's kick his ass. Oh, okay. So check this out, guys. This is funny. This is a big cultural shock I had this week. So I'm doing my daily walk around the neighborhood, and there's a bunch. I guess first of all, the kids are off the full week of Thanksgiving. We didn't have that when I was a kid, but I digress. So they're playing football out in the street, right? They're actually playing a sport out in the street, which is like I couldn't believe. But anyway, there's a bunch of them, and of course, there's some sort of disagreement or whatever. And the one kid calls the other kid a fat ass, right, or whatever. And then so then the fat kid, he goes, "What the hell, man? Why are you body shaming?" I nearly fell over, guys. I'm not lying. We're talking like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid. I mean, kids will be kids, boys will be boys. They'll curse each other out, call each other names, all that shit. That's just how it works. But when I heard that kid say, "Why are you body shaming me?" I nearly fell over. I'm just like, really? That's a term that a kid would use to come back from an insult? But then I started thinking about it. It's a different fucking world, man. I'm in a different world. It's a different world now. So it was interesting. It was just like, what? Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of those regions that I'm talking about, don't have the luxury of, playing with little army men. They end up being army men themselves pretty young. That's it sucks. Yeah, I've talked to Paulo a couple times, man. He's a great guy. He talked to me. He got when COVID hit, he got stuck out of I think I want to say it was in Malaysia or Sri Lanka or it might have been in Taiwan. Or I can't remember where he said he was, but he was stuck like away from his family for like because China closed down, like couldn't get into China at all during COVID, and he got stuck and he was out. I mean, he was out of country for a while, and that was he was telling me that was pretty rough on him. Oh, shit, I can imagine, man. Trying to get back home, your country's closed down. Shit, that's insane. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, Paolo's good people. He's like us, guys. He is a gamer and a fan that happened to you know, be blessed to get his ideas and his loves, out to the world. I mean, it's heartbreaking that it's over to an extent, but um, just like anything, I think we all come to the realization that nothing lasts forever. Enjoy the time that it was around, and not dwell on the bad things. Nothing's gonna last forever. He had a hell of a run. He had the shit. Dust was around a hell of a lot longer than a lot of other weird war, uh, you know, games and ideas. And it's unfortunate that Weird World War II isn't embraced because it is set in a realistic, real time and place. with real tragedies and real fucking horrors and awful things and awful people. I think that's one of the reasons why I play Weird World War II. Just because again, I'm not afraid to play straight historical anything. I'm not one of those people who things are, difficult or pragmatic or whatever bullshit. But to be honest, I mean, I like Weird War II because I was a big fan of the men's magazine pulps back in the day, like Stag and True Men and Men magazine, all that shit. It was just about dudes fighting Nazis, and Japanese, and kicking the shit out of them and getting these hot chicks. And I love that shit. That's that machismo craziness. Fucking love it. I was into all that shit. So that's why I play Weird War II. But the common Joe, the vanilla person might have, ooh, there's Nazis, all that bullshit. I don't take stock in that shit. But I mean, I don't know. I think a lot different than most people on the planet. So fuck, I don't know. I know. So Percy, when I thought about that kid, it's like, and then the kid who called him fat, well, he was fat, or what, kids, especially boys, they're stupid. We're dumb. You know, we're creatures of emotion, I think, more than women are. To be honest with you, I seriously believe men are fucking more quick to. I'm being, they're challenging my manhood. I must do something stupid to show that I'm a man. More than women. That's why women get shit done. It's true, and that's another thing. It's like Weird War II allows you to do whatever you want. You're not bound by the constraints of, units and certain units and certain whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And plus it's Weird War, so you can make it look however you want. That's it's just the weird genre, and not even just Weird World War II, just weird anything. Weird West, Modifius just came out with a role playing game for weird ancient Rome. It's kind of like their Achtung Cthulhu, but it's like Cthulhu during the Roman times. It's like that is not anything new. It's just all of a sudden someone made something of it, right? Weird can be anything at any level. It can be monsters to just like, that tank division turned left instead of right. So I think the weird genre in itself allows for you to play the way you want in any fashion, in any timeline, in anything. So that's why I think for me that's a big draw, where there's no limits other than what you set on yourself, which I think is fantastic. Omar the tent maker. Damn. Bo with the comedy. Oh yeah, dude. Insert epic. So Insert says his first time to be connected with kind of the Weird War II genre was the B-17 scene from Heavy Metal. Oh shit, that's legendary. I have to say my first like really weird war, like weird like monsters and shit, was it was probably one of the pulp mags. There's probably some story, but the one I remember the most was Weird War Tales, the DC comic. Holy shit! I was lucky to inherit from a family friend like tons of Army War and our fighting forces and Weird War Tales. So that really sent me down the path of comic collecting. And yes, fucking Weird War Tales. Some of those stories were just phenomenal. But yes, Heavy Metal. I mean, Heavy Metal is awesome. In fact, I have that scene on my channel. So if you guys want to check it out, if you're not sure what we're talking about. Oh yeah, that's great. And the song, man. Oh, I love that song. Taking a ride on heavy metal. Woo, great stuff. Was it Fielder, Don Finley, something like that? He used to be with the Eagles, I believe. He was the guitarist of the Eagles. I think that's who that was. Who sang that? He did a couple songs for the heavy metal soundtrack. I had I had that tape, right, when I was a kid. I saw that the first time I saw heavy metal. I saw it like on cable, like on Cinemax or some shit. Oh man, I was like a cartoon with naked chicks and blood and guts, and oh my god, this is fantastic. I was hooked. The heavy metal magazine was really hit or miss, in my opinion. I mean, some of it was good, but some of it was, I don't know, some of it was really filler. I don't know. Most of it was good. I don't know. I have mixed memories of heavy metal magazine. It had some fantastic, they had some fantastic stuff though. One thing I just got introduced to relatively recent was all the British stuff. Like, I was a comic collector my whole life, guys, until, like 10 years ago. And, and I was like at the conventions and I was in it, but you never saw like 2000 AD. You never saw, Commando comics. You never saw that shit here in the States where I was at, ever. You didn't, I mean, even like the specialty shops, never saw any of that stuff. So, like, when I found some websites that had, all that stuff online that you could read, oh man, I'm having a fucking blast. I mean, I just read some great Weird War stories from Commando comics. Man, those are great. They're black and white, but man, they're a whole, just a whole, wealth of ideas and like from shit I've never even seen before. So it's great. It's a great resource. Raid on the Nazi Antarctic base would be dude, so if you're ever down here in Texas, Central Texas, in November, early November, there's a con down here called Millennium Con, and I do that's where I do my con games, and I have this great epic like Weird War Antarctic air base battle. It's basically what it is. It's so I do a series of games. So like what happens like in the con if you host, I think it's like 2 games, you get in for free for the weekend, right? So me being the cheap bastard I am, but also I would host anyway. I host these games, these Weird War games, and one of them is this just huge Antarctic base that's being infiltrated by some U.S. Or some Marine Corps raiders, and they got to secure the base, not destroy it. They got to secure it because they got to use this forward air base for reinforcements for the main, invasion force to land. So it's great, dude. It's all those Quiznet huts that Dust came out with, and it's just fantastic. And you got to like secure it. You can't just blow everything up, and you got to make sure that most of the facility is intact, because it's not like you can just go put some tents up and you'll be okay in the Antarctic. You got to have like structures and all this stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Flying saucer. I have a flying saucer, but like a traditional flying saucer, not like a Nazi. I need to get some Nazi flying saucers. That'd be sweet. Don Felder, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I believe he's the guitarist of the Eagles. Yeah, like the Lovecraftian mythos is fantastic because it's like it's not set in any one time, and like the stories are so, and then plus it's fucking open IP. That's why everybody uses it, because no one owns it, right? So you can use this just massively created mythos for whatever you want because it's free. but it's just great because it's Cthulhu is just like aliens. I mean, that's all it is. They're aliens, They're dimensional creatures. They're not like, man. I guess it's supernatural being that's not from Earth, but they're in the mythos. They're just aliens. Like Cthulhu's just an alien from wherever. All right, on, dude. Well, I'm glad that you found this insert. Telling you, spread the word. I wish you were a closer nerd, man. I'd throw down some dust. I'd like to get some use out of all this shit. The girls like playing Dust because, like, Mel likes Dust. She hates playing my Battleground Weird World War II because it's realistic and it's real realistic, right? Dust is pretty it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, and there's not a ton of learning curve on it that you need. So it's almost anybody can just step into it and start playing it. So they like playing that, but so yeah, I need to get this shit painted so we can start making some battle report. I got 2 games I need to fucking edit, man. I used to love editing. Like, I love putting all the little bits in the videos and all that stuff. But man, I've been finding my attention span to do that lacking lately. I don't know. It's probably because I was getting married and shit. But I got our Halloween game, which is fucking awesome, that I gotta finish editing. And I've got a solo game I did for Fear of the Dark that my buddy wrote, which was pretty fun. So the ladies sharpshooting and crochet club is in it again, fighting against supernatural beings from up in China. So if you guys don't know what that whole thing is, go to the video and look up the Fear of the Dark. You'll get to know the ladies from the ladies sharpshooter and crochet club, their adventures. Oh, see, that's another, I've seen some pretty cool, weird World War II French books. There's one called U-Boat, which is really good. I read that one. There's another one. If you guys go to my blog, it's WWII.com, and go on there and look up. I got 800 fucking movie entries. I got thousands of comments. Anyway, but if you want weird World War II, just access or just shit to do or read or see or whatever, go to my blog and look through all that. Now, be warned, there's adult shit on there because everything's game on my blog, everything from toys to porn. So if it's in the World War II, weird World War II genre, it's in there. So just look at it, and if there's something that you don't agree with, just move on. But there are some adult stuff in there, and but it's all fucking fantastic. It's all great shit. So if you guys want to search out like comics and novels and movies and TV shows, but there's a French one where God, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Germans are using like heliborne tactics, kind of like in Vietnam. We do that. I have rules for like helicopter, like landing troops or whatever, and which are fantastic in theory, but the scale that we're on, and just in heliborne tactics in general, I mean, if you don't own the sky, I mean, you're fucked. First of all, but helicopters are pretty fragile, so we ended up having to play it realistically. You have to just smoke the whole fucking board. Because if the enemy are on the board, you got to just smoke it. So the helicopters are blind, are covered to land the troops or whatever. And I mean, because gunships only last so long against fucking, whirlwinds or M16s, so it's like those choppers aren't armored. They just get ripped as shit. And then their gunships, they might sustain, they might last a little bit on the field, but we got Luftfaust and we got, just badass weapons, and it's brutal. So, but yeah, I can't remember what it's called. But but yeah, it's some good shit. But yeah, go to my blog, guys. Check it out. There's tons of shit on there. You guys might get a kick out of. Reichstar, yeah, back in the day, like 80s, it's like a space combat, right? Spaceship combat. I've never played it, but I know of it. In fact, I do an entry of it on my blog. But I want to say that so one of the resources that I go to like find Weird World War II shit is board game geek. Go there, and is it board game geek? Yeah, board game online. Let me see what I got here. I can't remember. My fucking brain, guys. It's old. It's old and feeble. Yeah, board game geek. Just go through there and like alternative like history or just shit. Just go through the history. So you'll find all sorts of weird war like games and stuff in there. It's pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, that's okay. So Mac, you need to do this, guy. I'll find you the link. All of you guys that are into like kind of like the Judeo-Christian kind of mythology, the angels and devils and heaven and hell and all that shit. There is a comic, a graphic novel that came out called The Light Brigade. Okay, and it's basically it's World War II, and like a fallen angel has descended to Earth and starts like getting its it's I don't want to ruin it. It's a war between heaven and hell that just happens to be set in World War II. It is my favorite Weird War II story by far. It is phenomenal. I'm going to find it real quick. I'm going to put it in a link to read it for free for you guys to check out. It is fucking phenomenal. The artwork is phenomenal. It's just a great, great comic. And it is the perfect comic. If you want to like emulate a Weird War II like story or whatever, like if you want to put angels and like fallen angels. So like in my game, I have angels, and devils or whatever, but they're just fallen angels. So it's like it's great because it's like they're not on anybody's side; they just are, right? So like there's righteous and damned in every army in every nation. So it's like when they're on the field, in my rules, the angels, first of all, it's almost kind of Cthulhu-ish. Like most people that see an angel or a fucking devil or a fallen angel, they go mad because it's like, it's so powerful that and most people run and flee or whatever. But then there's those that are drawn to them because they're damned or they're righteous, and then they're infused with like this like understanding, and then they fight with them and shit. So but it's kind of like there's some great like they talk about like like the Nephilim and shit in this book and stuff, and kind of talk about that. I know that if you're a religious person, the book of Enoch and the book of Jubilee and all that stuff have been deleted by the the main Bible, but there's still biblical stories or whatever and that are used in this. But it's just a great fucking book. You guys give it a read. It's really, really good. It's got a great the characters are fantastic. There you go, guys. There's a link for you guys if you guys want to read it. It's my favorite all time like Weird War II like a story. It's one of my favorite stories. It's a really good story. Russian hackers, huh? Oh, did you? Oh yeah, so yeah, give it a look. Yeah, if I'm getting like I know I'm hour 48 in. I don't know. YouTube's weird. It's like after a while, it starts like cutting out and starts getting like laggy or some shit. Let me know if can you guys hear me? Okay, is it still or is it lagging? But yeah, it's a fantastic book. I'm trying to think who did it. Let me tell you who wrote it. It's like a Peter J. Tomasi wrote it, and Peter Sinjberg. I'm raping his name. I don't know how to say it. I think he's Polish. The artwork is phenomenal. It's really good. The whole book is a fantastic read. And great ideas. If you wanted to play out the game, that'd be cool. I thought about doing that. So, oh, no cuss words, huh? Goodness. Sorry, Dell. They just slip out, brother. So, I mean, if it's too much, you might this might not be the live chat for you. It's just who I is. But yeah, it's a great read. You guys give it a try. It's free too. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to register or anything. You just read the book. It's really good. Yeah, boyo. So in Dust, their story is like they've got like zombies, but they're like I think they're more controlled. They're like, I think the Germans have them, and they're called like what are they called? The Blucherich or something like that. That's what so there's a faction in the German military that like basically deal with the undead, and they create like these undead troops and stuff, and they're more controllable. They're not just kind of like meandering, like brain eaters or whatever, but they're more controlled, like shock troops, and that's what these guys are. These guys are basically like assault troops. They just run into combat. They again, these are like power fists. If you're accustomed to like 40K stuff that do like the power glove or the power fist or whatever. We used to call them power gloves. I don't know what the 40K calls them now. I just recently, not too long ago, I found I like the 40K lore. It's kind of cool, like the stories and stuff. I mean, it's really heavily taken. I mean, it's a lot of it's not much. It's not very original. I mean, it's like the Bible and it's like various other stories, like movies and shit. But it's still a cool story. But I watched. There's an online. I guess some fan made like a 3D movie called Astartes. Oh man, if you guys have, hell yeah, the Word Bearers are metal as fuck. They are. In fact, the Word Bearers, aren't they like, they still think that. So like, okay, so you gotta bear with me. I haven't read all the new novels and all that stuff because when I was playing 40K, they were like developing the story. It was like I was playing Adeptus Titanicus and like Rogue Trader and shit when they were like doing I don't think second edition had been around yet. It was like Rogue Trader, and they did a couple expanded rules within the White Dwarf. But yeah, we were playing out like the Horus Heresy with Adeptus Titanicus and Rogue Trader. That was luck. It was really cool because one of my buddies, so I was a big Marine guy and he was a big Marine guy, and we finally were able to like fight each other like in a reasonable reason why. But anyway, this Astartes movie, check it out. It's not very long. It's like 20 minutes long or some shit like that. But that's how I see Space Marines. There's like a handful of Space Marines, and they just destroy everything in their path in a realistic manner. I mean, they're just like, they're basically gods, in this power armor. They're not men in power armor. They're like gods in power armor. And it's just fantastic. So that's what I think of when I think of like Space Marines and their interaction with like normal humans. That's what I think of them. My favorite part in that series is when the Inquisitor goes bad and the Marines respond. That's how I would see like a Marine respond to anything, any kind of taint of chaos. Just immediate, without any kind of hesitation, without any kind of remorse, just boom, done. Threat negated. That's great. But I also, I also like. I need to find a good naval game, guys. I picked up was it the Axis and Allies like naval game? It came out a while ago. It looks pretty good because I got a weird World War II campaign going on, and but we're still in 1937 as China, so we got a long way to go. But I need to but I also want to play some naval stuff. But that's something that I don't think I've really seen weirded out is Weird War World War II naval. Like what? Think about this. What could we do Weird War in naval combat? Now I've written rules for like kaiju. That's kind of an easy. Introduce like monsters. Krakens and you know stuff like that. Some sort of kaiju meat monsters in the naval um, game. But like, I'm just trying to think like, other than making like Weird World War II, like naval weaponry more kind of modern. I can't really think of any kind of like naval Weird World War II. Nerd, you got any ideas about any kind of naval stuff? I mean, you're in tune to the Weird War. Have you ever thought about any kind of naval units or naval kind of like doctrine or anything? Yes. So in my Weird World War II campaign, these guys are cool. There's a point where during the battle, when they sink the Bismarck, right? Or no, I take that back. When they sink the Oak Royal, that ship descends when it sinks, when it hits the bottom, it actually hits a Atlantean like outpost or a city or some shit, right? It kills one of the royals, like one of the royal family. And it's at that point where Atlantis is it's enough. That's enough. And what Atlantis does is Atlantis owns the Atlantic, like underwater, right? They have like these advanced forces or whatever, and they've been able to keep hidden because of their technology. But at this point, the Atlanteans close down the Atlantic Ocean, saying no human is allowed to be on it, and they enforce it. They patrol it and everything. So imagine that the Atlantic has been closed down. The entire Atlantic Ocean has been closed down. And what happened, humans ain't going to be able to have to do that, right? They're not going to be able to deal with that. So guess what? Next thing you know, you're going to have conflict with the Atlanteans above water and below. So I wrote a bunch of like infantry combat rules for like underwater. So that should be pretty cool. But yeah, it's like, and like, a lot of people like I've seen like, I kind of took like the deep ones are part of my world too. So like the deep ones are the natural enemies of the Atlanteans, right? So the deep ones have made some like pacts with certain human belligerents to work with them. So you've got that faction, you got the deep ones, working with it's the Germans. Just let you know. But yeah, so but what I made is my Atlanteans, they're like super tech, and they're humanoid, but they're amphibious, so they can breathe out of water. But but the models that I use for my Atlanteans is I use the Sharkmen from Superfigs line, or the infantry, and I use the vehicles I use are the Tau, like the devilfish and like the hammerhead. I found a bunch of great free STLs on Colts for Tau shit, like technology. I found like a kind of like a just kind of like an unarmored conveyance that kind of be like they're like their Hummer or their Jeep or whatever. And I found some like cool looking like drone. They're like larger drones that I can use. But yeah, I'm using the Tau stuff for my Atlantean infantry, like vehicles and stuff. So it looks really cool with those stuff. Submarine Titans. Huh. You know what? I want to say I know of that game. I know that there was a game out there. There's a miniature war game that's set underwater, but I don't remember what the title is called. And it's like underwater things. It's not like, humans. I think it's more like there's underwater factions that I'm not sure if that's it. Yeah, Bermuda Triangle sweet. I've been through that thing. Nothing happened though, luckily. Yeah, so Diesel Punk is Weird World War II. So Weird World War II, so in my definition of Weird World War II, is basically um, World War II, you know, changed in whatever way. I mean, it can be like, and I give the examples like Kelly's Heroes. That's Weird World War II. That didn't happen. Kelly's Heroes didn't. Like the Eagle has landed. That's Weird World War II. That shit didn't happen. There was no commando team sent into England to kill Churchill. You know, that's Weird World War II. Also, Weird World War II would be, Zone Troopers would be that Overlord movie, which sucked ass. SS Doom Trooper, which is World War II, would be, Zone Troopers, would be that Overlord movie, which sucked ass. SS Doom Trooper, which is god awful. So it can be anything within there, but basically it's anything World War II that's been altered from history, like the straight history. That's what I consider World War II, Weird World War II. But diesel punk, the definition of diesel punk is like gas, like gas diesel engine technology, like that's been like kind of like futurized. Been modified in what other time frame that technology is primary. So so it's usually from like the industrial revolution to like the 50s is what diesel punk kind of sits in, right? Before that would be steampunk, like boilers, that kind of technology. And then after diesel punk would be atomic punk, which would be like atomic shit, like atomic bombs, atomic reactors, nuclear shit, that kind of stuff. So that's what the punk thing is. And fuck, that's one thing that us as humans do. We fucking put labels on everything. But again, that's fine. But yeah, diesel punk is Weird World War II. And Weird World War II is diesel punk. All right, Charles, good to talk to you, man. Thanks for swinging by, brother. Enjoy the food. Mad Max would be diesel punk too. Yeah, because it's all gas, gas tech. And it doesn't have to be advanced tech. It's just set within like the technology is set within the like gas engine kind of, technological, spans. So, yeah. But that's a good question because I remember a lot of people, would think, like diesel punk and steampunk are the same. I'm like, no, it's not even close. They're like completely opposite, like um like steampunk is more like the Elizabethan era, that kind of shit. That's where they're all in their fancy, they got their monocles and gears and whatever the fuck. But that's more that's more the steampunk. And atomic punk, I'm trying to think what atomic punk would be. I mean, some people would say Road Warrior because it's kind of set in a modern era, but it's still gasoline like technology. So it'd be Mad Max would still be like diesel punk. Just in my opinion. Again, that's just me saying that. You can do whatever you want. But I think traditionally diesel punk has to do with diesel or gasoline, oil driven technology. Where is my? See, I got all of Mel's crap. I can't find my olive drab. There it is, right there. It's on the table already. That's why I couldn't find it. It's already on the damn table. Well, see, pulp. I mean, pulp. I don't know if pulp is his own. It's so weird because pulp can be anything. It could be like pulp is John Carter. Pulp is, War of the Worlds kind of shit. I mean, pulp is just kind of like, you know, some people even say pulp is like the old, dime or the penny, books that in the old West, the like little penny books that they would get, just real short stories of like, hot chicks and shit blowing up and monsters and aliens or whatever. The penny dreadfuls, that's it. Penny dreadful. That's what the term they used. That's pulp is just like kind of the format of like a story. It's not so much a time period, I don't think. But yeah, like, well, I mean, like diesel engines. I was what I would assume steampunk would be, and it ends when the invent of the gas turbine engine. Like the gas diesel oil engine, whatever. Well, again, I've seen where atomic punk can be modern because it's like is the atomic technology, like the nuclear technology. But again, I mean, I don't know. I guess people, yeah, penny would be gaslight, yeah, but gaslight and steampunk are, well, it's the same because I don't necessarily think. I mean, they were using oil to light stuff before they were using like gas engines and stuff. So I don't know. I honestly, I really don't fucking know. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper, that Penny Dreadful would be like gas punk or steampunk, I would think. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Honestly, I think honestly, I think it could be whatever you want it to be honest with you. I think I mean those time frames seem right. Like, the 60s, yeah, definitely is. I would say the 50s is the beginning of atomic punk and the end of diesel punk. But again, it could basically be whatever you want. I guess I don't think there's any right or wrong answer, to be honest with you. I think it's just a generalization of a genre or whatever it might be. I'm trying to think how I painted these things. I gotta stay uniform because I'm a weird OCD weirdo because I can't have one heavy ranger unit look different from the other one. That would be too weird. See, there's got to be rules within my weird, like in my weird World War II. It's like, although it's got like zombies and monsters and shit like that, it's got to seem real. It's got to be like, it's got to, all this weird has to fit within the historical context of the times. It can't just be, ridiculously, there's got to be a reason. It's got to make some sense. It can't just be. So, like, if there's zombies, there's got to be repercussions of like fielding zombies. So, like, more than likely, the only people that would field zombies are governments that doesn't give a shit about its people, right? So, like, you're talking the Soviets, you're talking, the fascists of the world, Japan. You're talking about, Soviet Union. You're talking about Germany. I mean, even up to an extent, because like let's say, although Mussolini was fascist, I don't think the Italians would fucking allow the Italian fascist government to repurpose their dead, right, to fight as zombies. And I don't think the American people would allow that. I don't think the British people, the Commonwealth countries would allow that. I don't think the French would allow that. I think most Western European countries wouldn't allow that. But when you get to the Nazis, they don't give a shit. That government and that organization of, oppression, they're not going to give a shit. They're going to use whatever means they can, to do what they need to do. And especially if it's not German people, shit. Just imagine if the Nazis had a serum that they could just inject dead bodies. Shit, dude, there'd be so many there'd be so many Soviet undead that was reanimated and turned, in the directions of the Soviets. Shit. Soviets would do the same thing. They do their own people. The Germans would do their own people. The Soviets would do their own people. Japanese would do their own people. I don't know if the Chinese would. I don't know. The warlords might do it. But I don't know if, like, culturally they would even allow that, like, to bring the dead back to fight on. But that's that kind of shit. It's like, I want this stuff, like, to fit within a real World War II historical kind of context. I don't want it just to be so outrageously, weird that it doesn't make sense. It's tempered within the conflict. It's tempered in the time that they're in. Are you like that too, nerd? Do you? I mean, I know you play Dust. I mean, I don't know if I think that you probably think and venture out of just the Dust storyline, but I don't know. Man, I think I've talked to you before where you like your games to be kind of set in a historical, like, mind, kind of like framework, and then the weird has to make sense. It's got to fit within the world that it's in. Oh, so there's another great Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was a series of, like, comics that was, I want to say it was in Strange Tales. I can't remember, but it's basically like these it's like these people from the 50s get shot back into, like, the dinosaur age, and they're driving in like a 57 Chevy. It's fucking great. But yeah, that's kind of like, chrome, and they got guns and they're fighting dinosaurs and shit. It's great. Oh yeah. And it's true. They probably used the bodies of the Chinese to man their armies of. It's true. Fucking Japanese were fucking inhuman, man. That's some, and again, in a weird war, like in a weird war context, and I don't feel bad about doing this because this is a fucking game. I've got units of concentration camp, prisoners as test subjects for monsters. I've got unit 729 or 739 or whatever. They have gas. I got gas weaponry rules in my game. A lot of people are turned off by that, but I mean, again, if it's within the conflict and it's within the storyline of the weird war, I mean, I'm pretty game to whatever. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for certain things to be played or done. I don't play really heavy kind of things when there's kids in play, or like if there's people that are fragile, I like I'm not a PC guy, guys, but I'm not an asshole, and I know, like, bringing, naked fucking, I've got units of naked chicks, doing shit. And I don't bring those to, like, public places or whatever. I mean, I have some decorum to apply my weird World War II. I get that, and I do that. But in my personal gaming, everything's game. Chemical weapons, like experiment, like experimentation on prisoners and civilians. We played with a lot of civilians in our gaming, and that brings a whole different level of gaming, because it's like, if you're a Soviet, right, and you're charged to take this town back from the Germans, and there's a bunch of civilians there, in game on that level, on 28mm level, and that, what do? There's a Tiger tank behind that building. The perfect example from that Band of Brothers scene, where there's like, there's there's a Yog tiger or Yog panther or whatever behind a building, and the troops run up to him and say, "Hey, there's a tank right there." And he's like, "Well, I can't fucking see it." And he's like, "Well, just put a shell in there." And he's like, "Well, I have orders not to produce unnecessary damage to civilian property, to reduce civilian casualties, because these are our allies. These are our, our fellow allies." That brings a whole nother level of gaming, guys, because it's like in my game, we have this thing called fanaticism, where if you're a fanatic, you don't give a shit. You don't care if you're killing your own people or the enemy. You're just doing the job. Well, those that aren't fanatic, they have morals. They have a moral compass, and they're like, we know there's civilians in that building. Do we just blow it up? You got to roll against that. You got to roll, like, it depends on what nation you are, a percentage of your morale. And if you're able to pass it, you can do whatever you want. But if you fail it, you can't attack it. You can't do it. Right? Well, like, let's say you're clearing a building or you're occupying a building. It's so funny because I watch all these like battle reports from all these different, and then they're running. They got these beautiful, cityscapes, battlefields and shit. There's not one civilian in the whole thing, and they're just running into all these buildings without any kind of like anything. So it's like, shit. What if you run into this building and it has got like a family in it? I mean, what do you do? And let's say they're enemy family. You're an American and you're occupying a building that has German citizens in it. Well, in reality, you're gonna, the hard decisions is, do you just like, if you're a monster, if you don't care, you just kill them, right? Or you got to secure them. You got one of your men or some of your firepower is reduced because you've got to secure the civilians, because you've got to make sure they don't sneak up on you and stick a knife in your back or whatever it might be. Or do you kick them out of the house, get out of here, and they run off, and then what happens there? It's just, and again, a lot of people don't like playing to that level, but I like playing real in my weird World War II. And it's a whole nother level of like gaming, because you're not, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna shoot your guys and it's just black and white. You're there's the enemy, you just do whatever you want to do to blow it. No, there's this reality that like you can't just level this city because there's civilians here. And if you do level this city, then you know what happens. If you're playing a campaign game or something, it reduces like the morale of the men, because they just destroyed a whole city full of people. That works on the psyche of your men. That reduces their morale. It reduces their effectiveness of fighting, the effectiveness of the command to keep them in line, because they're making them do immoral things to them. But then there's some countries that don't give a shit. The soldiers are so hard or callous to the people that might be involved, they don't give a shit. So it's easy for them because they just bulldoze through and they don't give a shit. There's no repercussions. So it's a whole nother level. But a lot of people don't like playing like that. They want to just and then they get bitchy and moany about, that's real, it's too real. I'm like, all right, I gotcha. Oh yeah, the Holy See would definitely have a problem with the undead. I've been meaning to do a fort. I wrote some rules up for like a Vatican hit squad is what I call it. But they're basically like a Vatican like assault squad that are sent to like when whatever happens in the war starts to infringe on like the moral soul, like we're talking like demons and like devils, and like it gets beyond the human conflict and back to like a biblical, they're dispatched to like deal with the situation. And I need to find some cool figures that would represent like a Vatican, like, infantry squad. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I have aliens in my game, but they're very limited. They're usually like, I have Venetians, and in my story, like, Venus. so in my story, the Venetians are basically they're the Slanesh demonettes, and they're the females, and the males are like the one of the Star Wars, like the prequel movie with it was like this big monster, these big sagging tiles that was fighting like the Jedi, and anyway, I used them as the males. So what happens? The story for that is like they can't breed. Like so when they can't breed with the males of the species, the Venetian males can't breed with the females because they don't produce any out. They're like they're they're impotent or whatever. So what happens is the Venetians have to come to Earth and get some like humans for breeding stock. So with that story, the Venetians are just like raiding parties. They just come to Earth and they grab a bunch of men and they fly back to Earth and fly back to Venus, and they that's all they. So most of my aliens are just kind of like just like small like like patrols, like taking out something or getting something, or they crash land and they got to get the fuck out or something like that. But yeah, like a whole alien invasion, like a whole new faction or something. Yeah, that gets a little like it gets a little too much because I think if the aliens are here, they would just level the fucking planet if they wanted to. I don't know. They did Cadillac and Dinosaurs. I think they had one for Twilight 2000, and I want to say they also had something like a D20 source book for Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It's pretty cool. And that's another thing. It's like, what if, because, there's a bunch of attempts on Hitler's life, guys. It wasn't just the one. It was like 5 or 6. I think it was like 3 or 4, like actual attempts. There's that one where he's in his plane and the bomb didn't blow up. There was, the one that like at the very beginning where I can't remember them. I can't remember all the people who did it, but there's like 3 or 4 that like tried to kill him. What if Hitler died early in the war and then the Germans were taken over by someone fucking with it, right? Would the Nazis still stay in power? Would be a different faction? Would they ally with the Soviets? Man, the Soviets and the Nazis would never have gotten along ever. They would have always come to blows eventually. But like in mine, like the Nazis have like teamed up with succubi and vampires, and those can infiltrate into fucking societies, and they can infiltrate into governments. That's that kind of shit. And, it's like, so like I'm not a fan of the Nazis, but the thing is like I gotta like figure out a way, because like no matter what you do, like historically, the Soviets would have fucking pile drive the Nazis. There's just no way that the Nazis would have ever been able to fucking maintain, the Soviets would have just eventually just fucking, steamroll them no matter what. But so you got to come up with shit to keep them around. Like you got to, like in my world, I have to dissolve the Commonwealth. It has to be done. Without the Commonwealth, if the Commonwealth exists, the Nazis don't have enough space, enough room to fucking do anything, even prepare against the Soviets, because the Commonwealth is there. It's just, you got to get rid of them. And in my Weird War II, and I hate saying that, and it's also another reason, is like I don't want to collect a whole nother giant army of the Brits. I love the Brits, but I just, I'm not a rich man. I got to like limit what I buy, but I have a whole store. I think I've told you guys where the King of England, like we've played this out already. The King of England is hey Mutt, what's up? The King of England was killed. We played out a battle. We played out a game where the Irish are duped by a cult, a Cthulhu cult, basically, to kill the king. Anyway, they got his body, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to do a this like dark, ritual with the king's body, and it's called the Question. Okay, and what happens is in the dream world, this is obviously Lovecraftian. That because they have the king's body, they can do whatever. It's just it's the widget. It's the cosmic nullifier that helps me do this. There's a question asked to all of the subjects of the crown. It's one question. And while they're sleeping, they're asked, "Would you die for your king?" That's it. That's the only question they're asked. Every citizen within the Commonwealth is asked that. Okay, and but it's done in a way that's like, in whatever in that person, it's done like their father is asking them, or they're being asked in like a certain situation where it's the pride of being a subject is most opportune at that time of the question is asked, or whatever. It's that kind of, the question is asked, but there could be like kind of like manipulating factors for them to answer in a certain way. So, most like in a most innocent way or whatever, I would think most of the crown subjects would just, yeah, I definitely can, just whatever. But, there's those that are staunchly against the monarchy or staunchly, so they would say no, so they would survive. But anybody who said yes, they would die. Okay, from that spell. And what that spell does is, I put it at, and I just made this up. I don't have any statistics at all about this, guys. And I said like 80% of the Commonwealth, and this is besides like India, some of the foreign said yes. So they died. So like, let's say the UK, like 80% of the population of the UK just die overnight. And that death spasm wakes up Cthulhu. And you know what Cthulhu does? He wakes up and he just fucking flies off. There's a ship close to where Rylak is, and they see Cthulhu fly out, and that's it. And I'm not going to say anything else. If does Cthulhu come back, what happens? But I've already talked about this. But because of that, what happens is I'm able to neutralize the Commonwealth. India, the rule of the English rule of, or I should say the British rule of India is done. So in if you look at the politics of India at the time of World War II, it's a fucking mess. So more than likely, India is going to either like become neutral, or it's going to be like, it may even be pro-Japanese. So that's a whole nother beast, because there's famines in India at the time. There's political strife other than just being part of the Commonwealth. And then the way I get rid of the Australians, I love Australians, and other than the Migo return to Earth and they occupy Australia, and that fucking neutralizes Australia. So anyway, but yeah, so as a weird World War II nut, you gotta if you're playing a campaign or even a story, if you're playing to a story, you gotta alter fucking history in some way. And sometimes you gotta alter it heavily. Campaign or even a story, if you're playing to a story, you gotta alter fucking history in some way. And sometimes you gotta alter it heavily. And that what happens with the death of like a large portion of the Commonwealth, the British Navy is neutralized, the British Army is neutralized. A lot of those, the nations that weren't getting involved because they had good, like Spain had a great relationship with England, so they that's why they had a relationship with the Nazis. So they're like, we're just gonna stay neutral here because it's beneficial for us to be neutral and take advantage of both instead of picking a side. So now the Brits are all gone, or the government's collapsed, and whatever. So there's no reason why the Spanish would stay neutral when they can benefit from the Nazis. And guess what? The Nazis they just walk into fucking they just walk into the UK. Oh, Ireland, you want Northern Ireland? Okay, be Northern Ireland if you back the back the Axis. Okay, I mean I think Ireland, they might maybe Ireland, they take Northern Ireland back. And do they stay neutral? That's fine. The Germans ain't gonna give a shit. But the Germans walk into England, and in my story, there's I don't want to get too heavy into it, but there's a couple units. There's 2 units that are protected by this question, and they survive. But there's a big campaign because the Nazis correlate with this question, and they they attack when this happens. But anyway, there's a big like exodus of these units, and whoever they find along the way, then exodus to try to get to Canada. And although a large portion of Canada has been, eliminated too by the question as well, but that's the place where they can retreat to and like try this unit and try to, it almost be like, a call out to all, the Commonwealth, if you come to Canada, where we can start new and start fresh and avenge our death, that kind of shit. So I mean, I'll still have a British army, but it just won't be like across the world. Okay, so ask away, Mac. What was your question? I have no idea, dude. I don't. It's funny. The only German shit I know is like from watching war movies and like military shit. Diver, what's up, dude? Missed your show today. You didn't do a show tonight or this morning. Schroeder. It's funny if you guys if you're on YouTube, there's a guy named Mark Felton. He does a bunch of these cool little he does a lot of World War II videos, just kind of about like odd things about World War II, things that most people don't know. And he had this one where it was a video of Hitler's voice. Like, I guess there's only one recording of Hitler not screaming and doing a speech. It's just him talking like in a train car. It was kind of interesting because I never heard him other than, doing his fucking spiel. Oh, you did one on Rumble? Okay, I missed it then. I missed it on Rumble. Yeah, so Percy, imagine Operation Sea Lion, right? When there's no defenders. The ships are just floating. The British fleet are there might be a couple guys on the ship, but the majority of the crew are dead. When they get into, the country, most of it's wiped out, and those who survive don't know what the fuck's going on and are easily wiped away, except those two units that I am not going to divulge yet what they are or who they are. So, but yeah. Well, it's like, so the super soldier is a great Weird War II trope, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful with the Superman. Okay, and there's a great weird World War II role playing game called Godlike that really did a great way to limit this. So there's these people in the earth, just random humans have like developed, right? Like Holy Diver, you wake up one morning and guess what? You have the power to manipulate and create out of thin air cotton candy. That's superhuman. That's fucking phenomenal. You can make cotton candy out of nothing. You just boom, cotton candy. But in an applied, applicable sense, it's a dud, right? So, but then there's those that can fly. There's this one character called the Inertia. This guy was fucking epic. Anything he touches, he can negate the gravity of that object. So what happens is he can walk up to a building and touch it, and it just flies up in the air and burns up because it doesn't have the gravity, the effects of gravity. So the Earth is spinning at 1,000-something miles an hour, and that thing just flies off the fucking Earth and burns up. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, so yeah, it's a loser power, but dude, you'd be fan with the kids, dude. You just like whoop. Cotton candy, $5. But they had they had some great supers, but it was limited. It wasn't like they weren't created; they were just like born to it, or they just as they kind of like in the X-Men, they when they hit like puberty, it basically flips a switch in their body and they become whatever they are. But they're limited because if you had armies of super soldiers, the only other trope against that would be some massive weapon of mass destruction, or it would have to be another army of super soldiers. So then all of a sudden, all you're playing on your field, on your battlefield, are super soldiers. So it basically negates the super of being a super soldier because you're fighting against super soldiers. So it just kind of fucking. So that's why you got to limit that shit. You can't make like full armies of stuff. Yeah, there. That's another like it doesn't have to be like weird World War II. It can just be weird World War II, where Patton and fucking Churchill actually used the Nazis to fucking fight the fucking Soviets. So I mean, it could be that could be your weird war. You can just at that point in time, Churchill had plans to invade the Soviet Union using the Nazis, and Patton was like, yeah, let's go kill those Soviet bastards. So, your whole weird World War II could just be that. It could be the campaign of the Western Allies fighting against the Soviets. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, but hey, Diver, shit. That's super. You'd be a superhuman. You'd be a superhero. You just make cotton candy and go. There you go. Might be fun for the ladies too. Like, lady, you want some cotton candy? Woo! There you go. It's like a parlor trick to get them all like, oh, you're so cool. If you guys have ever seen Cast a Deadly Spell, it's a great story. It's like post World War II, in a world where magic is real and like everybody uses it, except it's a detective movie, right? And it's Fred Ward plays Lovecraft, and he does not use magic. He's a anti-magic guy. He does not use it. He does it, whatever. But everybody else does. But that's why he's chosen for this adventure, because he's staunchly anti-magic and is not affected by it. So it's a great story. So read that or watch that. It's a Cast a Deadly Spell. It's a great movie. All right, man. We'll catch you later, Mac. We'll see. I'll see you. So for all you guys that don't know, I'm probably going to end this here pretty quick. But Shadow and Son is going to have every Saturday night at 9:00 Central Standard Time. He does a show. It's like a sci-fi show, and he usually has like a topic, and we just get online and we just talk about the bullshit. It's just a bunch of gaming geeks, talking about whatever the hell. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys want to swing over there at 9 Central, at the top of the hour. But yeah. So World War II again, and it's not just World War II. It can be World War One. I know there's a new game. Yeah, Fred Williams, Remo Williams, dude. I fucking love the Destroyer books, dude. Those were epic, man. See, that's your pulp. That's your men's magazine, pulp magazines, man. That was the Destroyer, dude. I fucking love Remo Williams, dude. I love that movie too. I thought that movie was great. I wish there was a series of movies. Fred Ward, we just lost Fred Ward not too long ago, dude. He died. I think he died a couple years ago. He was great. He was a great actor. That was one of my favorites. But yeah, I use Remo Williams shit in my videos all the time, like when he's dodging the bullets and shit. That's great. But yeah, if you guys are into reading or whatever, read the Destroyer series of books. Remo Williams is kind of like a freelance, kind of like, I don't know, he's like an adventurer, secret agent, like super badass. He can dodge bullets, and it's just badass. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, there's a new game out. It's a weird World War One game. I can't remember what it's called now. It's a brand new. It's like a new game. I've seen it in a lot of the weird World War II circles, or the weird war circles. So there's a couple pretty good weird World War One movies out there. There's one, The Bunker was pretty good, and then there's one, damn, what is that one called? Man, I can't remember. It was the guy that played Smeagol, or played well, not Smeagol, but Gollum in Lord of the Rings, the voice guy. He's in it, and it's a pretty badass World War II or World War One movie. There's some pretty good weird World War One movies out there. No, Fred Ward. He played Remo Williams. It's the same dude. In Liquor Liquor paranoia. You liquoring it up, huh? But yeah, Casadeli's. So, Diver, I know you're kind of a comic book guy. I put a link. Well, let me shoot this link to you again real quick. There's a weird World War II you might dig, dude. Fallen angels, angels in World War II, fucking fighting each other and shit. It's pretty sweet. Give it a read. You might dig it. Yeah, you had the right. Yeah, Fred Ward. He was also the guy in Tremors. I fucking love Tremors. That was a great movie. I like the first and the second one. I love the second one. The guy that when Kevin Bacon wasn't in the second one, the guy who kind of took his place, that guy is fucking hilarious. I thought he was great in that. And was it Kim Barnes? Oh man, she's a hottie. Whew. Man, she's a hottie. She was in that. That was a good movie. I had a lot of fun with that. but yeah, guys, I think well, we'll hang out a little bit longer. I'll probably end it here in probably like 10, 15 minutes. I want to do one more coat on these zombies. Yeah, so these are again, these are like, well, this is shitty, again, my camera sucks, but this is basically a zombie, and his hands, those giant gloves, are like power gloves. So in Dust, these are like, they're like assault troops. So it's pretty cool. But these are all 3D printed, guys. So like, again, let me show you what I printed for you guys who didn't see originally. So like, I 3D printed all this shit, all those walkers. So these are like anti-tank laser walkers. And then, this is a 28 millimeter figure right here. So they're pretty big. And then these are AA walkers, and these are like grenade, like missile launcher walkers. I also found some other cool shit. Again, hey, Diver, have you seen these Hungar minis? If you want one, man, let me know. I'll send one to you. Here's the big one. That's what they look like. A nerd made that for Hungar. It's fucking great. But anyway, I found like the 3 storms from Big Trouble in Little China, right there. I found those, 3D printed them up. That's awesome. And I found a bunch of the Silent Hill shit. Here's Pyramid Head. There's Pyramid Head dragging one of those weird torso. And I found a bunch of the nurses. I printed up a bunch of those, those weird like Silent Hill nurses. So that's another cool thing about Weird War II, man. You can just like, maybe I'll do a game where, some World War II unit gets sucked into the Silent Hill world, and they're fighting against, some World War II unit gets sucked into the Silent Hill world, and they're fighting against fucking Pyramid Head. I should make that Pyramid Head bigger. I think he's not like super big, but yeah, he's dragging one of those weird like double torso things. No, I'm not going to sleep, dude. And I'm going to Shadow and Sun is going to do a show at 8 or at 9. So I'm not going to bed. Shit. 10 o'clock's my bedtime. I know, but his shit usually lasts until midnight, and I'm like, he's like, come over and go to the other show after. I'm like, shit, dude, I'm spent at midnight. I'm no good to anybody. Yeah, 1.5 months. Yeah, I turned 50, or I turned 50 in June. So whenever your birthday is. 50, my God. The shit that my life, some of the things I've done, I never thought I'd make it a fucking 50. Whew. How things change. Oh, shit. But yeah, I'm telling you guys. So Diver, I know you're a big 40K dude. Man, I'm telling you, you need to get a 3D printer, dude. And go to Colt, or just go to Colts, dude, and look that shit up. Look up like man, I got enough STLs to make Sister Battle's Army, Nurgle, Korn, like Eldar, Orc. I mean, I could make a 20,000 million point army for free. It's all fucking free. And it looks phenomenal. I'm telling you. Woo. Save your money. I know you're a big money motherfucker. I know you're a motherfucking money guy. I know you are. Save some money. Buy a 3D printer. Print up all this shit and stop giving money to GW. And you have, I saw your video. You're running out of room. Dude, you get a 3D printer. That pile is going to be an actual pile. Historical stuff. I'm telling you, man. Vehicles. I felt like today,